Hey there, today I'll be showing you how to gather and prepare pine needles for basket weaving. Pine needle basketry is a coil basket technique, and preparing your pine needles is a key step in preparing your materials so that you produce beautiful functional baskets. If you live in an area with pine trees, you can go out and forage for pine needles for basket weaving and find materials on the sidewalks, in the parks, and places that you can pick up pine needles and then turn them into beautiful baskets. We'll go over how to gather your pine needles and how to clean them so that you can create smooth and strong baskets. And it also makes the overall experience more enjoyable because you won't be working with sticky pine needles. Pine needle basketry is a coil basket weaving technique, and I'll be doing more videos here on the channel, so be sure to check back and subscribe for those videos as they come out. You use bundles of pine needle to create coils, and then you stitch them with linen thread or polyester thread, something that's waxed that's strong enough to hold the stitches. You can also use raffia. There's lots of different ways to do pine needle basketry. I wanted to show you this example of a pine needle basket that I did a couple years ago. This I did with natural colored pine needles and then pine needles that I dyed with a dark brown for these darker stripes. I will be sharing a video on dyeing pine needles in the future. There are two main types of pine needles that I use in pine needle basketry. I'm sure there are others, but these are the two that I have experience with. You can use longleaf pine, which is a pine needle that runs between 10 to 15 inches in length, and these typically grow in Florida. Then there's the ponderosa pine, and these grow in my area, so I'm able to collect them in my neighborhood. And these are a little bit shorter. They range between 5 and 10 inches, but they still produce nice baskets. I've noticed that the longleaf pine needles tend to have more of a waxy texture. They're longer and often denser than the ponderosa pine. They make great baskets because you can use the long length and create a nice smooth texture in your basket because you have such a long length to work with. The ponderosa pines I like using because they're readily available. Because they're shorter, you're going to be loading your gauge more frequently. Ideally, you want to pick a pine needle that's between 5 and 12 inches in length. This will give you enough length to create smooth and satisfying basket projects. So before you start a pine needle basket project, you need to gather your pine needles. You'll do some preparation cleaning and strip the ends off if you want to remove those. And then you'll dry them thoroughly to store them or dive right into your basket project if they've already previously been dried. If you're working with fresh needles, the process is a little different. You'll pre-dry those before you do any cleaning and start weaving with them. Now let's talk about where and when to harvest. The where can be a little bit tricky. If you don't live in an area that has pine needles or pine trees readily available, you can purchase pine needles online. If you do live in an area where there are pine trees, then find somewhere that's a public space that's not protected like a national park. And you probably don't want to pick out of your neighbor's yard unless you get permission. But your backyard, off the sidewalk, in a public park are all great places. Do consider sustainable harvesting techniques and don't take all of the pine needles available. You don't actually need that many to weave a basket, so only take what you need to create what you're working on currently. You can always go get more. Keep your eye out for pine trees in your area and consider whether the length of pine needle is long enough, like the ponderosa pine or the longleaf pine. As far as the time of year, you want to pick up as they naturally drop, ideally, because they'll have pre-dried somewhat. They'll be almost ready to use. You won't have to do long weeks of pre-drying them before you can start weaving. In my area in the Pacific Northwest, I have a pine tree in my backyard, and I've noticed that in the spring and in the fall we get windstorms and it drops all of the dried pine needles, so my yard becomes coated with pine needles, which makes it easy to go out, rake some up, and then sort through them for the good ones. So my suggestion would be go out in the fall or the late spring and try to collect in areas where it hasn't been wet for very long. I like to go out after a windstorm before there's a rain in order to pick up pine needles before they start to mold or mildew. Even though I suggest a spring and a fall harvest, you often can harvest year-round because pine trees will drop pine needles year-round as they go through their life cycle. Picking up individual pine needles can be rather tedious if you go out and you pick up one pine needle at a time. If you have all the time in the world, you're hanging out in the park watching your kids, or you just want to sit and enjoy the tree and the surroundings, then by all means go for it. Otherwise, what I would suggest is scooping up a pile of pine needles and putting them in some sort of bin, whether it's a basket or a bin or a container of some sort, so that you can take them home and then sort them later at your leisure. I have collected a bunch of pine needles here and just thrown them in this bucket. I don't know how many are good or not. We'll sort through them and find the good ones. My favorite way to sort through pine needles is to lay out some newspaper. This is just to ensure that any sap on the pine needles doesn't get on my work surface. You can also wear gloves for this. If there is sap, it'll get on your fingers, but a little bit of rubbing alcohol on your hands or on your work surface will also remove sap debris. Now, once you have your pile of pine needles, you're going to go through and you want to find pine needles where the needles are not broken. You can still see the tips. There are pieces like this one where the pine needle is broken or cracked. The durability of the pine needle is compromised. So I'm going to set that aside. All the pine needles I don't end up using, I do replace back to where I found them so that they can add nutrients back into the tree. So if you are harvesting, that's something to consider. Whatever you don't end up using, you can always return. Here's a pine needle that's just about the length of my hand. I could use this. This is a bit short. I want something that's a bit longer than that. So I'm going to set that aside and continue going through my pile. Since I have a lot to work with here, I can be a little bit picky. You'll want to take out any sticks or branches, and you'll go through your entire pile. And another thing that I like to do as I sort through my pine needles is try to line up all of these nubbins, the little bit that attaches them to the branch. Line all of these up, because in most of my baskets I remove those nubs, and it makes it a little bit easier to clean and to prepare if those are all lined up. There are two different types of pine needle cleaning methods. There's the brown needle method and the green needle method. We're going to start with the brown needle method. This is the pre-dried pine needles that have fallen off the tree and they're already dried. Then we'll go over green needles, which have fallen but they're still fresh and still have the natural hydration from the tree. Once you have a bundle separated out and the ends lined up like this, we're ready to clean these. I'm going to pull up a water tub here and place the pine needles into the water tub. And then I have some water that I just pulled off the boil, so it's going to be too hot to touch. I'm going to pour some of this into my bin over the needles, just enough that the needles can float around and have room to move around. You can use a spoon to spread these out and then add a little bit of dish soap. You don't want too many bubbles, but enough soap that it's going to remove any dirt. Now in the hot soapy water, I'm going to allow these to sit for 15 minutes. Make sure that gives it enough time for the sap to melt away. Now once my pine needles have sat for about 15 minutes and soaked, I'm ready to transfer them to a new bin. I'm going to lift these out using my spoon. And it should be cool enough to touch at this point. You can dump them into a new water bin. Dump your used water outside so that you don't add any sap to your plumbing. And then pour water over your pine needles yet again. If you notice that they still are pretty dirty or you can see more sap on them, you might want to add more soap and more boiling water. If they're looking pretty good, this is more of a rinse bath, this second bath. So you'll put this in here, swish it around. This can just be hot tap water if you're feeling like it doesn't need an extra hot cleaning bath. So then I'll let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes yet again. Allow the water to cool off somewhat and then lift these out. Lift this up and lay them out on a towel, and then dispose of this water bath outside or in a garden space as well, not down your plumbing. If you're going to be removing the nubbins, which is typically how I work in pine needle basketry, you can leave those as a decorative addition, but especially if you're first getting started, I would suggest removing these nubbins because it'll make your pine needle weaving go more smoothly. Now you come in, and because these have soaked for a long time, this will be pretty easy to pull off. You'll just come and scrape this off. You can use your thumbnail and get that whole piece off. You want this to come so that that end, that bulk comes off, and you just have a nice straight end with a tiny little point. Try to keep your bundles in groups of 3. They naturally grow in groups of 3 like this, and it's helpful if these stay together because then you can load more at one time. It's just a little bit easier. You can take an end and set this on a hard surface like your table, and then take an old credit card or one of those plastic mailer pieces and come in and scrape that against the table to scrape this end away. I do find that that method can break the bundle apart, so work gently. Once you've stripped all your needles, you're going to lay these out on a piece of newspaper to dry. And you want them to be laid out in a thin layer. Now you'll let these dry until they're crisp to the touch so that there's no moisture left in them. And then you will store your pine needles for your future projects. I like to use this plastic bin. It has a loosely fitting lid so there's airflow. I put layers of newspaper in here as I work with the pine needles and ensure that any moisture gets absorbed by that newspaper or some other absorbent material. Now, alternatively to letting these dry out completely and then storing them, if you're ready to start a pine needle project, you can go right into weaving at this point now that they're clean. And that is because these are dry pine needles. If you're working with fresh pine needles, it's a little bit different process, and I'll go over that here in a minute. But if you're picking up browned pine needles that have dropped off the tree and have been dried for a while, they're all ready to go. You've cleaned them, they've moistened and softened so that they're more flexible, which is what you need for starting a pine needle project, so you can dive right into your pine needle weaving. If you're going to pick up fresh green pine needles, then it's slightly different. You can get the green color from the fresh pine needles once they dry, but eventually over time, I've noticed that those fresh pine needles do end up turning brown. You'll get green for a couple years in your basket, and then they eventually do turn to brown. So that's something to consider if you're creating pine needle baskets with colorful designs. That color will fade. If you dye your needles, those colors will last a lot longer. And I will be sharing a video about how to dye pine needles here in a few weeks. If you harvest fresh pine needles that have dropped from a pine tree or fresh branches and you want to use those, then the process is slightly different. You aren't going to clean these right away. You need to lay these out on newspaper and allow the fresh pine needles to dry for about 3 weeks. This is to ensure that all of the moisture, that freshness, is dried out of the pine needles. It'll maintain that green color for a while, like I mentioned, but you need to have all that natural sap kind of dry out of the pine needles and have it be dry to start with so that the pine needle has shrunk. Because when they're fresh, they're larger, they're more hydrated, they're going to take up more space. Once that dries, it's going to shrink. And if you weave with fresh pine needles and you create your stitches, that's going to loosen up and you'll have a really loose, wobbly basket. Once they are dry, you can strip them off the branches or organize them the way we did with the brown needles and go through the same cleaning process we did for the brown needles. To be ready for a pine needle basket project, you are going to soak your pine needles. So if you have cleaned and you've dried and you've stored your pine needles away, pour hot water over the pine needles. It doesn't have to be boiling. You do want to be able to handle your pine needles, and allow your pine needles to sit in that hot water for 20 to 30 minutes to soften them up. This will make them more flexible and more pliable so that you can coil them into your basket without them breaking or cracking on you. In the next video, I'm going to go over several stitches that you can use in your pine needle baskets, and I'll have more pine needle basket videos coming in the future. So like and subscribe for more basketry content, and sign up for my email update list for a weekly email about basket weaving and fiber arts. You can do that here and in the link in the description below. And until next time, check out this video. Happy making. Bye.